So, we've been doing some digging into the neighborhood drive-by shootings here in the last 25 years. All three of them. And all of them, I guess, involve the Inman family. Every one of them, they were at all of the locations on these 2 blocks. That tells you there's something really going on, especially given the last 2 times guns were involved, they were pointed at me. Because I was standing my ground at my house. Now, the little boy who was killed next door, he died 5 years before I bought my house. Drive-by shooting. Apparently, one of Teddy's adult sons was dealing drugs at that house, and he was the actual target. The house 3 doors down from that was shot up 6 months after I bought the house, and I had thrown myself over Trisha when we heard it. That one, again, one of the Inman adult children was there dealing drugs. Then, last year, when there was the other shooting, drive-by shooting over here, again, right at Teddy's house. Or was it 2 years ago? I don't know. But last year, I had Leverett threatened to shoot me right out here. And now, just a month ago, Teddy threatened to shoot me. It's always guns with that family. And I come to find out why they have been so adamant with trying to force me out of my house. Apparently, they have been trying to buy up this whole neighborhood for decades. And they get angry when they don't get their way. They got very angry when they did not get all of these houses over here. That's why they were trying to pick fights with John for those 2 houses, and why they've been trying to pick fights with me for years over this one. From what I'm gathering, they were waiting for Donald to die, and then they were waiting for Evelyn to follow him so that they could snatch it up at auction. What they didn't count on was Evelyn to sell it. And she sold it quietly with Susie Mack. And what they didn't count on was me to unknowingly come in with full cash and buy it. Because I didn't know what was going on in this neighborhood. And he's held a grudge against me all these years. Because he wanted my house. He wanted all this property so he could run it like a slum den. To be honest, I think the way Evelyn did things is exactly what Donald wanted her to do. And they most likely had this agreement before he died. Because they probably knew what Teddy had him. had, what plan Teddy had in mind. So. Teddy's family has been terrorizing this neighborhood for decades. And it's time to stop it. I've kept my peace for decades now. I've tried to live and let live and go along, but the more I'm finding out, the more I'm saying, this is enough. It's time to bring this down. Who knows how many people they have killed through drug overdoses? Probably hundreds. Who knows how much blood they have on their hands? And these are the people Heather wanted to associate with. My sister wanted to associate with. The first one I know of that they have their blood, the blood of an innocent on, is that 5-year-old boy. That poor little kid had no chance in life. Shot while taking a bath. Too young to even remember his name. Poor baby. He still hangs around here, and most recent prank he pulled was I was trying to find my glue gun, and I usually keep it in the dresser in there in the dining room. I couldn't find it. I looked all through that dresser 10 times. Couldn't find it. Well, yesterday I was looking in there. Sure enough, there's the glue gun. I was talking to John about it. He goes, I'm hearing giggling. Yeah, it was him. I was like, I figured. Oh, shit. Oh. Gotta love little mischievous hands. They are what they are. Every now and then I hear little feet and little voices still, and occasionally a cough. A child's cough. He doesn't come around quite as often as he did when the kids were young. He wanted someone to play with. Oh well. One thing I've learned about with spirits is as long as you acknowledge them, you can live pretty much in coexistence with them. Yeah, they may play a prank or two on you, but they're just people. They're not living anymore, but they're still people. Heck, it's like when I was in my stroke coma for 3 days, no one was checking on me. It was Mr. Dilly who woke me up. He kicked me in my side. I remember someone kicking me in my side and telling me, "Get up. I'm not ready for you to join me." And then when I managed to drag myself down the stairs, I was trying to find the main number for the hospital, and I heard him say, "Hey, stupid, 911." Okay. Just as rough as you want, which is just like a World War II vet. I wasn't in my right mind to be thinking anything, to be honest. The spirits aren't always all there to hurt you. They can be there to help and do their part to keep the living alive for as long as we can be. There's been a few incidents in this house, like when Chris came one day with a pop and Chestnut knocked it out of his hand as he opened the storm door. Spilled pop all over the door jamb, both in and out of the house. Oh, he was so mad. He was just rah, 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 rah. So we were both cleaning it up on both sides of the door jamb. Him on the outside, me on the end. And then when I went to open the door, the storm door was locked. And I was like, wait a minute, he opened the door. How's it locked? Uh-huh. That's gotta be Mr. Dilly. I can just see this World War II vet saying, "You ain't coming in here with that attitude." I asked Chris, "This door was unlocked, wasn't it?" He goes, "Yeah." "Well, it's locked now." We both just started laughing. Oh, God. We gotta always remember there's another person here. Watching over the house. That's A-okay by me. So. He does not like arguments very much. That he's made that clear. He does not like people being cruel to each other. I think that's why he really did not like Lamont. I mean, he made it quite clear he did not like Lamont. That's probably why Lamont did not feel welcome here. He knew what Lamont was doing. And he made no bones. He knew what Lamont was doing. It's most likely why Lamont did not feel welcome in the house. So I feel welcome here because I have the same heart for this house Donald did. And Donald knows I do. Not only that, but we're both veterans. I think part of that is, I think he knows I was raised by World War II vets. Both of my grandfathers and my great uncles. So there's a kinship there. That's probably why I don't feel very scared off by a nasty ass drug dealer. I've dealt with worse things in my life than nasty ass drug dealers. So, that's the way it is.